Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that I've had 4 miscarriages when she said I didn't understand her loss? We shall see. 34 female. I'm married and a mama to a 1-year-old daughter. My husband and I had a very difficult time becoming parents. I've had 4 miscarriages, 4 before my daughter was born, but honestly, just so thankful that we have her. I don't typically speak about my fertility issues, and the only people who know how about my miscarriages are my parents, my husband, and 2 older sisters. My husband has a sister-in-law, 31 female, who I love dearly, but she tends to play the woe is me card and act like no one else is struggling as much as her. She and her husband recently got pregnant, and about a month ago, she had a miscarriage. She's been open about it on social media and at family events. So I've reached out and expressed my condolences and listened several times. I can tell that she's really struggling with this. I genuinely feel badly that she's suffering. On Saturday night, we went to my in law's house for dinner. My sister in law was talking about the miscarriage and how hard it's been. My little girl was sitting on my lap, but she was playing and obviously didn't understand what her aunt was talking about. At one point, my sister in law started crying, and my daughter noticed and got upset. She wanted to give my sister in law a kiss to make it better. She always does this when someone is upset. I told my sister in law that my daughter wanted to give her a kiss, and she said no, pretty harshly, and looked annoyed. My daughter was confused, and I told her to give me a big kiss instead. My husband said that was rude, since our daughter noticed she was sad and just wanted to make her feel better. My sister in law dad said it's just hard that both of her brothers have happy and healthy babies when her child is dead. She says she loves her niece and is so happy that she's here, but she's sad that she and her husband haven't been blessed with a child yet. This deeply upset me because I can't believe she'd be triggered by her own niece. I've never looked at my sister's kids or brother in law's kids and felt anything other than joy that they were in the world. My sister in law must have noticed I was uncomfortable because she proceeded to say that we couldn't possibly understand since we haven't ever lost a child. I should have kept my mouth shut, but that comment and assumption was the last straw. I told my sister-in-law that we do understand since we've had 4 miscarriages. I said it took years of trying before I brought my beautiful girl into this world. My mother-in-law, who was very kind and empathetic, hugged me and said she was sorry to hear I'm struggled like that. My sister-in-law was shocked and asked me why we never told anyone. I said I'm private and wanted to process it on my own and have a hard time talking about my own hardships because I know everyone else is going through things as well. Anyway, my husband told me that his sister called him and is upset. She said I was trying to compete with her by saying I had 4 miscarriages. People are definitely unhinged because how do you compete with somebody to compare miscarriages? Something so traumatic? Like, seriously? She said I was trying to make the conversation about her when her wounds are still fresh. She also commented that I was being passive aggressive when I said everyone is going through things and that I'm minimizing her loss. My husband was laughing when he told me, but I actually feel a bit guilty. Maybe it wasn't appropriate to bring up my miscarriages in that moment, but her comment really got under my skin. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. Naturally, in a situation like this, when somebody makes a comment of, nobody ever understands what I'm going through, and you find out that there's somebody that's close to you that does know what you're going through, then you have a little bit like, okay, maybe you're somebody that I can talk to about what I'm feeling or, everything that's surrounding the loss of a child. Naturally, you will feel a little okay. Now, am I missing something? Like, you will feel like, okay, we could have conversations about like how to move forward because it's still fresh, especially if you dealt with 4. In her warped mind, it turns into a competition and she's trying to one up her because she had 4 and she had 1. I don't even have any words. You're not the asshole. She got under your skin. Admittedly, most people would have got under their skin when somebody said, when you've been through what you've been through and somebody says, you don't understand because you haven't gone through it. You tell her, I have. Her natural reaction should have been, oh, I'm so sorry. How can we can talk about it. We can exchange information of what to do in this situation. No? Sweetheart, you're not the asshole. Don't feel guilty. It's actually sad that your husband was laughing because that is his sister, I'm assuming, because you said sister-in-law, so that's his sister, and he's laughing at it because he probably knows that she's an unhinged person. And the fact that losing a child turns into a competition of how many kids each person lost is more than sickening. So no, you're not the asshole.